watching Bo Nix last night, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. After watching Bo Nix for the last 8 weeks, after watching Jaden Daniels get hurt for the 4th time in a year and a half, after watching J.J. McCarthy in a year and a half have 2 good quarters, and watching Penix in Atlanta struggling to score, can we just now say that Drake May of New England and Caleb Williams of Chicago are the 2 best quarterbacks from the 2024 class? They're both.
That's what I want to highlight. How we are literally throwing Jaden Daniels into the waste bucket. We're just putting him in the category of like Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, like Jaden Daniels. The quarterback who had a legitimate, genuine, if not should have, won the MVP last year. Who single-handedly led his team to the NFC Championship game. And quite frankly, probably would have beat any other team except the literal Philadelphia Eagles, who dominated in the Super Bowl, right? Who had a dominant run. I just don't understand how we can throw just Jaden away. Jaden Daniels getting injured, that's a real conversation. And that's fine. That's fine. But like Colin before was just like, Jaden is so special. He's elite. He was saying that Jaden's like the best quarterback. You know, he went as far as say like he's the best quarterback in the NFC. And I was like, we could just talk about Jaden being a top quarterback in the NFL. We don't have to reduce it to just the NFC. And now we're like, nah. And listen, I just made a video. I watched this whole clip and made a video about Caleb and the Bears, et cetera, and his growth. Jaden Daniels today is still a better quarterback. Jaden Daniels, I've been praising Drake May. I think Drake May is absolutely, positively blowing me away. How great he's been. It is awesome to watch. I love when we get new quarterbacks in the NFL and we get to watch them be great, watch them be special. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I don't want to just have to deal with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick. I want variety. I want new teams. I want new quarterbacks. I want on any given Sunday when we're watching a random game, right? I don't want to watch whoever, any of the boring Thursday night games. Like, I want to watch real football, right? I want to watch real great special quarterback play. And so it's awesome to see what Drake May is doing, right? That doesn't mean we undervalue and devalue what Jaden Daniels can do and what he's done. When Jaden Daniels had just the semblance of a healthy roster in year one, absolutely balled. The burden, the weight that was put on his shoulders, what he had to do to keep his team in games and win games was unbelievable. What he was doing with his legs and with his arm was unbelievable. His game management skills, something that is always used negatively, will never be negative to me, but something that young quarterbacks consistently struggle with, was elite. His passing was special. His mobility was special. His running, which is now different from mobility, was special. Him actually getting rushing yards was special. Him buying time in the pocket and scrambling to throw was special. All of it. All of it, all of it, all of it. His clutchness was special. And it wasn't accidental. It wasn't a one-hit wonder. None of that is the truth. Even this year, when he was far from perfect, he was still great. But he never got to get into the flow of the season for multiple reasons. One, he did get banged up. Yes, he did. Two, his entire roster got banged up as well. And so he was never really given the opportunity. If you watch any of his games, the broadcast against the Packers, against the Cowboys, against the Seahawks, they all keep saying the same thing. No one's open. There's nowhere for Jaden to go with the ball. There's nothing to do here. It's just struggle. That's not on Jaden. That's not on Jayden. And so, all things considered equal, Jayden is still great. Jayden is still him. Yes, if we're factoring in now injuries and being able to stay on the field and whatnot, sure, you can knock Jayden. That's fine. Go ahead. I'm not going to do that in this moment of time, but go ahead. But if we're actually just watching how these individual quarterbacks are playing, to try to pretend like Drake May and Caleb Williams are in a different category than Jaden Daniels is insane. It is absolutely positively insane. It's unbelievable. It is insane. And it's ridiculous. Absolutely, positively ridiculous. And makes no sense whatsoever. Do we really forget what Jaden Daniels was able to accomplish? And not only what he was able to accomplish, but how he accomplished it. So I don't care about the stats. People tried to argue to me before, well, Bo Nix actually had better stats than Jaden Daniels. And I am a huge supporter of Bo Nix. A huge believer of what they were doing last year. Jaden Daniels was clearly the better quarterback. Clearly the better quarterback. That's why you got to watch the games. That's why you got to actually watch and see how they play, how they execute, how they get where they get to. What the team is asking their quarterback to do. But to pretend like Jaden Daniels is now just tossed to the side. Tossed to the side of a quarterback who Colin thinks is just not good with J.J. McCarthy. Where he said he's had 2 good quarters in his entire career. Also can't stay healthy. Michael Penix, who's, inconsistent at best. And Bo Nix, who Colin literally just said to start the show, Sean Payton could draft another quarterback. That's the category. That's the box. That's the basket that we're putting Jaden Daniels in right now. Are we serious? Are we serious right now? Makes no sense whatsoever. None. Since everyone is all about PFF now, which is pretty funny. Colin's been using PFF a lot, and I use PFF plenty. But now this season, I feel like more than ever, people are really starting to discuss PFF, which is funny. Do you realize that if Jaden Daniels didn't get, if Jaden Daniels wasn't benched, didn't sit in the fourth quarter and stuff because some of the leads, and also shut him down for the final game of the season because they're already in the playoffs, seeding's all taken care of, Jaden Daniels would have been in the 4,000 passing yards and 900 rushing yards club that Lamar Jackson, founded, that everybody was like, unbelievable. Like, Jaden Daniels literally, had that as well. It was just the way how things were managed. But that's neither here nor there. Since everyone's so about PFF right now and these ratings, last season, Jaden Daniels, 89.6. He was above Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. All elite special quarterbacks. 89.6. Just remember, 89.6. 89.6. Offensive rating right now for Drake May, 84.5. What's higher? Caleb Williams, and apparently his best season yet right now, a PFF rating of 74. I'm not going to go through the other quarterbacks because it doesn't matter, because these are the quarterbacks that Colin is saying are on this extra next level. Jaden Daniels last season had Terry McLaurin, a 75-year-old Zach Ertz, and a coach who hadn't been coaching in the NFL for a few years because he got fired in Arizona, who I'm a believer in, by the way, in Cliff Kingsbury, but still. He didn't have the Ben Johnson clout. So I don't understand. I really don't. Does not make any sense to me whatsoever. I mean, Caleb Williams right now, a 61.5% completion percentage and a passer rating of 93.5. Jaden Daniels, 69% completion percentage. And a passer rating of 100.1. And he rushed for 891 yards. 891 yards. Lamar Jackson, 915. And Jaden Daniels had 6 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson had 4. Jaden Daniels had 5 fumbles. Lamar Jackson had 10. Double the fumbles. Now, not all those fumbles are lost, but still. He had double the rushing yards of Caleb Williams. So what are we doing here? Seriously, what are we doing here? Right now, Jaden Daniels still has more rushing yards, even though he's only played 6 games. He almost has the same amount of rushing yards as Drake May, who's played 9. Caleb Williams is at 183. Caleb's 2 touchdowns, 4 fumbles. Drake May, 2 touchdowns, 7 fumbles. And again, to be clear, these fumbles are not all lost. How are we going to downplay Jaden Daniels? Since the Washington Commanders have been such a mess with injuries and whatnot, ton of drops, ton of issues, let's look at adjusted completion percentage, which takes care of the throwaways and the drops and all that good stuff. Jaden Daniels, 76.6%. Caleb Williams, adjusted completion percentage, 71.5%. Okay, Jaden Daniels, again, who's injured, playing with a bad injured roster, missing his running back, his wide receivers, everyone, has a 94.4 passer rating. Caleb Williams, 93.5. Who's completely healthy, playing with a great roster. Trevor Lawrence right now has a 79.7 passer rating. But that's a different story. So this is what I'm trying to highlight. This is what I'm trying to point out, the absurdity of this right now. Jaden Daniels, who's played a fraction of the games right now, he's top 3 in scrambles. He's top 3 in scrambles with 34. He's played a fraction of he's played 6 games and he hasn't even finished 1 or 2 of those games. Whereas the top 2, Mahomes and Drake May, have played 9 games. And they've had 36 and 38, so just a handful more of scrambles. No one's ever open. The Washington Commanders rely on Jaden Daniels to make something out of nothing, game after game after game. Drive after drive after drive. Play after play after play. And don't tell me it's because he's a run-first quarterback. No, he's not. If you say that, you just reveal yourself as someone who's never watched Jaden Daniels play. Jaden Daniels absolutely wants to pass the ball. Absolutely. He wants nothing more than to push the ball down the field. So, just does not make any sense to me whatsoever. I mean, Jaden Daniels' pressure rate, again, 86 dropbacks with pressure. And yet he's played, again, a fraction of the games. Caleb Williams, 104. I mean, it's pretty remarkable when you're looking at it on a drop back per basis. On a per drop back basis with pressures, okay, Jaden Daniels is pressured on 13% more of his pass attempts. Caleb Williams is at 40%. 40% has some pressure. 53%. 53% for Jaden Daniels. So we can talk about Caleb Williams having a great year. We can talk about him showing growth and progress. We could be excited about Drake May. All things that I wholeheartedly agree with. But to now just throw Jaden Daniels away, to just toss him to the side, to pretend like he hasn't been great, to pretend that even this season alone, as he's banged up with a really banged up roster with nowhere to go, the fact that he's even done anything productive is quite remarkable. Quite remarkable. The fact that he has a higher passer rating than Caleb. and a better completion percentage. Like, it's pretty insane when you think about it. When you think about what he has to work with and the injuries that he's dealing with and the disconnection that he has from his team right now. Especially when we combine with what he did last year. Come on. Again, you want to have the discussion about his ability to stay on the field and his health. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I totally get it. I totally understand it. If you want to talk about his quality of play, nah. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Jaden Daniels? I guess no longer in the top category of just 2024 quarterbacks, let alone quarterbacks in general. Oh, how quick you fall. How quick they crown you. How quick you fall. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.